This is a video on how to change the rear wheel bearing on this 2012 Ford Focus. This is way easier than the front. So I've been trying, I got this vibration, it's very loud. There's no play in either of the bearings. So I did the front. The front, you can see my other video, you have to take all the control arms off, press the bearing in and out with a hydraulic press. It's a pain in the ass. This one, way better. You can buy the whole assembly like this. It cost me, ordering this from Rock Auto, about the same as locally getting one bearing. You get this whole assembly, and it's so awesome. This thing just bolts on and off with just 4 bolts. There's just 4 bolts holding this thing on. You don't have to take off the control arms. You don't have to take off nothing. You have to press it. Super awesome. So this is pretty straightforward. There's just 2 bolts that I took the caliper off, take the spring off. These on the back, these are Allen heads. They're a 7mm. Take those off. That baby comes off. The rotor was on a bit, so I got this longer bolt here with a nut, and you just tighten that until it presses the rotor off, because mine was a bit seized on there. 2 bolts just take off the caliper bracket, and that's it. On the back, this thing uses inverted Torx. This is the first for me, and I've been doing auto repairs for 25 years. I don't know. This thing, so they're Torx, but they're upside downy Torx. I don't know what the point is. Maybe it's to keep the edges better from corrosion. Apparently, a previous model they used, like you put a Torx in, but that would corrode out and rot. So here I went and bought these babies from Princess Auto. This is a E14 inverted Torx. There's a clip on the back here to take off the ABS sensor, which you can see on the new one. And so we're going to do that. We're going to do these 4 bolts, and then we're going to retighten this thing up to 110 Newton meters. So even though this has no vertical play, I'm so dumb. I just spun the wheels before, and I'm like, oh, no play, seems fine. But when you turn this thing, bad noise. It's tight. Maybe Ford knew these things were going to fail. That's why the thing bolts and unbolts easily. This will be the easiest wheel bearing anything I've ever done. We'll see what happens when I use the E14. Sit rep, mega pain. Oh god, the pain. These bolts, so painful. On so tight. I tried to get the impact around the back, but there's no real path in here. I put a couple of sockets, like extensions on it, but it didn't move it. So I put a big breaker bar. It's a giant breaker bar! I kept going with bigger and bigger breaker bars and put the socket on here. Eventually when the thing got, like the bolts got in, they were like seized, so I used the torches. We'd heat them up. I'd get a bunch of turns out of it with both arms. To heat them again, I had to heat them I think 3 times before I was able to get them out. What a nightmare. Just cranking on the bar to get them out. Oh my god, what a pain. Now this side, we got the impact in the back, and I was able to back the top one out. There's just a better angle over here, and I used a real short extension. If you have like an awesome impact gun, impact these things out. Or if you're not in an area with corrosion, I bet you they'll come right out. But these are coming out on the impact now. Thank the baby Jesus! I'm tired. My poor arm is tired. Slashing against the fender. Let's get her done. Alright, it's finally off. It was super stuck, as you might imagine. Just stuck on there. End up air hammering it with Mega Hammer here, 5000. End up putting it behind there. I banged on it from the back, but it didn't seem to do much. It was a combination of like putting a screwdriver in, sledgehammer in it, then super air hammer. That's the sound it totally makes. So we're off, but one of the bolts got schmergoogled. The factory manual says absolutely to replace all 4 of these, which I totally understand because you can easily strip them, but bolts cost money. So I'll see if in the bucket the bolts we got another one, or perhaps shave the head down, make it a different size. But look at how many threads are on that thing. Each one of those, every quarter turn was a battle. Look at how many threads there are. Alright, it's the next day. I stripped one of the bolt heads off, and so I thought, oh, I'll just shave it down with the grinder. And I thought, maybe I should be an adult and go to Ford. So I go to Ford, I said, I just need one bolt, and they're like, sorry, sir, it only comes in a package of 4, and I'm like, oh god. It's gonna be $30, $40, $50, $60, and they said, $6! Look at that! $6.50 Canadian for 4 bolts. I assume they're grade 8. They're thread locked and brand new! Totally worth it. Just go get brand new bolts. I can't believe it. Probably in the United States it's $2. But then you can thread these back on. Wow, they're going on easier than they came off. By a billion times. So just got to torque these up to 110 foot-pounds. Rotor back on, brakes. Snow tires are going on now because it's September, and that's normal in Alberta. Anyways, hope you found this video useful. You got any questions about how to do it? Just leave a comment. I usually get back pretty quick. Keep them on the road. It's a 2012. I can't say that. Keep them running. It's 6 years old, ready for the scrapper. It's like the only new car I have. Anyways, like this, thumbs up, subscribe, please. Help me out. See you soon.